Ophidia. Ophidia includes snakes. Just as lizards, snakes also form a dominant group of present-day reptiles. It is almost certain that snakes evolved from a lizard-like ancestor. Salient features. Snakes are characterized by the absence of limbs, external ear openings, movable eyelids and urinary bladder, and also by the presence of slender and protrusible tongue that can be withdrawn to a basal sheath. Teeth is present, simply enclosed to the bone. Body is covered by an exoskeletal covering of horny epidermal scales. Scales. The back of all snakes is usually covered with quadrilateral scales. The mid-dorsal row of scales are called vertebrals or spinals. The dorsolateral ones are called dorsals or costals. Scales on the belly are usually broad and are called ventrals. The scales on the head are also variable. In most vipers, they may be small as those on the back, called head scales. In others, they are large and longer than broad. They are called head shields. The name received according to their position. In king cobra, there are large shields behind parietals, called occipitals. The shields around the eyes are called ocular shields. The scales in the region in between nostril and the eye are called loreals. Vertebral column. Vertebral column is considerably long and composed of numerous vertebrae. They are divisible into precaudal and caudal regions. Vertebrae are procoelous. They include zygosphenius and zygandra. The peculiar articulation of vertebrae together with the procoelous nature of the centrum gives extraordinary flexibility and strength to the vertebral column. Teeth. Among snakes, three kinds of teeth can be recognized, namely solid, grooved, and canalicular. In non-poisonous snakes, all teeth are solid and of the same type. This is called aglyphous condition. In poisonous snakes, some of the maxillary teeth enlarged and modified as poisonous fangs. They are of three types based on the position on the maxillae. They are opisthoglyphous, proteroglyphous, and solenoglyphous conditions. Limbs and girdles. In most snakes, there is no trace of limbs and sternum, but in the members of some primitive families, such as on Boidae and Annelidae, rudiments of hind limbs and pelvic girdle are found. Respiratory system. In snakes, lungs may be asymmetrical, the left one being reduced or rudimentary. Larynx to the glottis of front of the contains no vocal cords, so snakes cannot produce sound. But some snakes can produce hissing noise by powerful expiration. The trachea modified as an unspecialized lung. Vascular system. The heart of snake is similar to that of lizard. Blood vessels from the limbs are absent in snakes, since the left lung is rudimentary in most snakes. The left pulmonary artery and vein are only poorly developed or even absent. Sensory perception. Snakes have well developed olfactory and visual senses. The sense organs of smell is important for most snakes. Their forked tongue constantly flicks out and pick up the scent particles and temperature conditions from the air and ground and transfer them to Jacob's sense organs located in the buccal roof. The snakes can track their prey, locate their mates and smell their predators, and avoid them with the help of their acute smelling powers. Eyes of snakes are lidless. Vestigial eyelids may be present in the embryo, but in the adult they are replaced by a transparent glassy covering as brill. Snakes feel pain and are sensitive to change in temperature and humidity. They will feed, mate, and produce young ones only when their body temperature is just in the right range. Reproduction and development. Gonads are asymmetrical in snakes, the right one being larger than the left one. Cloacal glands are present in both sexes at the base of the tail. Hemipenis are terminally forked, tubular, and erectile. In sexual act, only one of them is used at a time. Majority of snakes are oviparous. Eggs are generally laid in shaded, warm, and moist places. Ovoviviparity is found in some snakes such as Hydrophidae, Homolopsinae, and Viperidae, etc. Some major examples of suborder Ophidia are vipers, Typhinilla, Zeminis, common Indian crate, common Indian cobra, and king cobra. Vipers. Vipers are characterized by a pair of long, hollow, venom-injecting fangs attached to the movable bones of the upper jaw, the maxillaries, that are folded back in the mouth when not in use. Their eyes have vertical pupils, and their scales are keeled. Vipers are known for their extreme fangs, which are long, hollow, hinged, and rotatable. Vipers target warm-blooded prey. Typhinilla. Typhinilla is a non-venomous blind snake species found mostly in Africa and Asia but has been introduced in many other parts of the world. Commonly called worm snake or blind snake, they are completely fossorial, that is burrowing type animals, with habits and appearance similar to earthworms for which they are often mistaken. Zamenis or Chayas, commonly called the rat snake, found in all over India, including Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This snake is an adept to almost all environments. Still, rat holes and termite mounds are its favorite dwelling spots, and grasslands and paddy fields are its favorite hunting spots. Body color is variable. They may be olive green or mustard yellow in plains and brown or black in the hills. The common Indian crate. The common crate is a highly venomous snake native to Indian subcontinent. The coloration of the snake is generally black or bluish black with about 40 thin white crossbars which may be indistinct or absent anteriorly. Common crates are solitary and can be active both during the day and night time. Common crates are reluctant to bite, but when they do, they typically hold on for a while, which enables them to inject considerable amounts of venom. These snakes may become aggressive at night if threatened, since this is their active time. The common Indian cobra. The common Indian cobra is common throughout India except high altitudes and deserts. It has a distinctive spectacled pattern on hood that is raised when threatened. It has elliptical head, smooth and shiny scales with the dorsal color varying with geographical region. It preys on small mammals like rats, frogs, toads, eggs and sometimes even birds. Primarily terrestrial, but they can climb and swim well in search of prey. When threatened, they display hood and hiss loudly, stay very focused on one threat, often give mock bites in an attempt to warn and not use venom, contains highly poisonous neurotoxic venom that paralyzes muscles, leading to respiratory and cardiac failure. King cobras. King cobras are the world's largest venomous snakes, found predominantly in forests from India throughout Southeast Asia to the Philippines and Indonesia. The snake's maximum confirmed length is 18 feet, but most do not exceed 12 feet, and the animal's toxic bite is powerful enough to kill an elephant. It is not normally aggressive to humans. Bites are rare, but it is hostile and dangerous during the breeding season or when cornered or startled. When threatened, king cobra lifts up its front part of its body and stands roughly perpendicular to the ground. Its threat display also includes spreading of its hood, which is just below its head, and the utterance of low-pitched hiss.